Imagine this. You're at a party, mingling and laughing with friends. You're feeling self-assured, delivering punchlines perfectly, and then suddenly, you notice a space forming around you. People subtly covering their noses and exchanging glances. You're left reflecting, was it my joke, or perhaps my foul breath? Or picture yourself on a promising first date, savoring a garlic-infused delicacy, only to witness a cringe on your date's face as you lean in for that anticipated goodnight kiss. The humiliation is nothing short of a punch in the gut when all you're trying to communicate is, "I enjoyed your company tonight." These incidents are more than just mortifying. They can shake your self-esteem, make you blush, and send you frantically searching for a breath freshener. As cringe-worthy as these scenarios may seem, delving into the root causes can guide us towards effective solutions. All these instances point towards the profound impact of bad breath on our social interactions, a seemingly small issue with far-reaching consequences. So, what leads to this unwelcome guest we call bad breath? Imagine your mouth as a bustling city where tiny microorganisms reside. These residents, just like us, need food to survive, and they feast on the food particles left behind in our mouths after we eat. As they digest these leftovers, they release a foul gas, which is essentially the root cause of bad breath. Now let's look at some of the major culprits that invite these organisms to the party. First, we have poor oral hygiene. If you're not brushing and flossing regularly, it's like leaving a buffet open for these microorganisms. They'll eat, multiply, and produce more of that unpleasant odor. Next, consider your food choices. Foods with strong odors like garlic and onions don't just leave a temporary taste in your mouth. These scents make their way into your bloodstream and are exhaled through your breath long after you've finished your meal. Then there's dry mouth, another major contributor to bad breath. Saliva is like the city's cleaning service, washing away food particles and keeping those microorganisms in check. But when your mouth is dry, the cleaning service is on a break, giving those little creatures free rein. Smoking, too, is a notorious accomplice. Not only does it leave its own distinct stench, but it also dries out your mouth, making it a more hospitable environment for those odor-causing organisms. Last but not least, certain medical conditions can also cause bad breath. Conditions like diabetes, liver disease, and respiratory tract infections can change the nature of your breath, signaling that something's not quite right in your body. So there you have it. Whether it's neglecting your toothbrush, indulging in pungent foods, having a dry mouth, smoking, or dealing with a medical condition, there are many ways this unwelcome guest can crash your party. Knowing the causes is the first step, but how do we combat this pesky problem? Fear not, for there are ways to conquer bad breath and reclaim your confidence. Let's dive right into the preventive measures to ensure you're not caught off guard. First off, regular and proper brushing and flossing is your first line of defense. Brushing twice a day and flossing once a day is not just a dentist's mantra. It's a preventive measure that helps eliminate the food particles and bacteria that contribute to bad breath. And don't forget your tongue. It's often a breeding ground for smelly bacteria. Next up, regular trips to the dentist. A biannual checkup is not just about cavities and cleanings. Dentists can spot signs of other issues, such as gum disease or dry mouth, that might be contributing to your bad breath. So, don't skip that dentist appointment. Now, let's talk hydration. Keeping your mouth moist helps wash away food particles and bacteria, the main cause of bad breath. Dry mouth can be a breeding ground for these odor-causing culprits, so make sure to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Now, onto the hard part, avoiding certain foods. Foods with strong odors, like garlic and onions, contribute to bad breath. But it's not just the obvious ones. Certain types of dairy, meat, and fish can also linger in the mouth and cause bad breath. So, consider your diet if you're battling persistent bad breath. Now let's move on to remedies. Using a mouthwash can provide a quick fix. Not only does it freshen your breath, but some types also kill the bacteria that cause bad breath. But remember, mouthwash is not a long-term solution and doesn't replace good oral hygiene. Chewing sugar-free gum can also help. It increases saliva production, which naturally cleanses the mouth and eliminates bad breath. But choose wisely. Look for gum that carries the seal of approval from a reputable dental association. And finally, let's not forget about natural solutions. Certain herbs like parsley, basil, and mint can help freshen your breath. They're a great natural alternative if you're looking for ways to combat bad breath without relying on products. So, there you have it. From brushing and flossing to chewing on a sprig of parsley, there are multiple strategies to help you fight bad breath. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. By maintaining good oral hygiene, staying hydrated, eating a balanced diet, and using these remedies, you're well on your way to winning the battle against bad breath. By implementing these strategies, you can keep bad breath at bay. But the fight is not over yet. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, bad breath persists. When should you consult a professional? This is the question we'll be answering today. While occasional bad breath is quite common, persistent bad breath could be a sign of a more serious issue. If you maintain a good oral hygiene routine, brushing and flossing regularly, and using mouthwash, but your breath still isn't as fresh as you'd like, it might be time to seek professional help. There are a few key indicators that your bad breath issue might be more than just a garlic-infused lunch. One sign is if bad breath persists for an extended period of time, say a few weeks, despite your best oral hygiene efforts. This could be a sign of a deeper issue such as gum disease, dry mouth, or even an internal issue like a respiratory or digestive problem. Another red flag is the presence of other symptoms in addition to bad breath. If you're experiencing pain, discomfort, or bleeding in your mouth, or noticing changes in your taste, these could all be signs of oral health issues that need professional attention. And let's not forget about medication. Many people don't realize that certain medications can cause dry mouth, which in turn can cause bad breath. If you've recently started a new medication and have noticed a change in your breath, it's worth discussing this with your healthcare provider. They can help determine whether the medication is the cause and suggest possible solutions. In some cases, bad breath can also be a symptom of more serious systemic diseases such as diabetes, liver disease, or kidney disease. So if you're experiencing persistent bad breath along with other health symptoms, don't hesitate to seek help from a healthcare professional. In conclusion, if your bad breath persists despite good oral hygiene, if you have additional symptoms like pain or bleeding, or if your bad breath could be a side effect of medication, it's time to consult a professional. Remember, there's no shame in seeking help. Your oral health is a vital part of your overall well-being. Bad breath can be embarrassing, but it's a common problem that we can tackle together. As we've discovered, it's a condition that most people experience at some point in their lives, yet it's not something we should take lightly. Firstly, let's recap why bad breath occurs. It's typically caused by certain foods, poor oral hygiene, dry mouth, or health issues like gum disease and sinus infections. But remember, it's not just about what we eat. Bacteria in our mouths can break down food particles, resulting in foul-smelling gases. So, even if you're not a fan of onions or garlic, you could still end up with less than fresh breath if you're not careful with your oral hygiene. Speaking of oral hygiene, let's revisit the importance of prevention. Regular brushing, flossing, and routine dental checkups are your first line of defense against bad breath. Drinking lots of water also helps, as it promotes saliva production, which naturally cleanses the mouth. And don't forget about that handy little tool called a tongue scraper. It's more useful than you might think. But what if you're already doing all this and still struggling with bad breath? Well, we've discussed several remedies, from natural solutions like chewing parsley or sipping green tea, to over-the-counter products like mouthwashes and breath mints. It's all about finding what works best for you. Yet, it's crucial to remember that if your bad breath persists despite your best efforts, it's time to seek professional help. Chronic bad breath could be a sign of an underlying health issue that needs medical attention. With this knowledge, you are now equipped to face and conquer the dragon of bad breath. Remember, you're not alone, and there's always a solution. So let's keep those smiles fresh and continue the journey towards better oral health together. If you like this content, please like and subscribe for more videos that will help with self-confidence and overall well-being.